Welcome to Shomach Shov on the Daf. We're holding in Zevachim Daf Yud Zayin. The Gemara with Bigdei says, how do we know that Kohen cannot be Mechusar Begodim? Says the Gemara, the Pasuk says, V'chagartam oisam ovnet Aaron avono v'chavashtam mikbois, the word the Bigdei Kehunah, v'oiso lehem kodet l'chukas oilam, bizman shebigdeim aleim Kehunasam aleim. Ain't Bigdeim aleim, ain't Kehunasam aleim. What makes a Kohen into a Kohen is if he wears the Begodim. Without the Begodim, he's not really a Kohen. Now, Yosef Engel in his Sefer Beis HaOitzer, Chelik Beis, Ma'areches Beis Gimel Ois Yud Zayin, he brings the Ravid that says that a Kohen in Beis HaMikdash needs to wear Bigdei Kehunah even if he's not doing the Avodah. Even if when he's just being in Beis HaMikdash, he has to wear Bigdei Kehunah. Yosef Engel brings many rayas against it, but he brings one raya to the Ravid from the Divrei HaZohar. Because it says in the Zohar, in the Raya Mehemno, it says a list of things that a Kohen has to do, and one is Lilvash Bigdei Kehunah b'Mikdash. Another one is Rechitzas Yadayim v'Raglayim la'avoid b'Mikdash. So it says you have to wash hands and legs to do avodah, and it says you have to wear begodim. It doesn't say to do avodah. Masha, you have to wear begodim even if you don't do the avodah. So except for all the rayas, the Yosef Engel asks, what's really the avon and the ravid? Why would you need to have Bigdei Kehunah if he's not doing an avodah? The Bigdei Kehunah makes that is for the purpose of the avodah. What will be the reason to have Bigdei Kehunah even without the avodah in Beis HaMikdash? But this goes to the understanding of what is the idea of Bigdei Kehunah. Why do you have Bigdei Kehunah? The Shem Shmuel in Pashat Tzav Tafresh Hayin Gimel brings the name of his father, the Avnei Nezer. What is the reason the Kohanim have Bigdei Kehunah but the Levim do not have Bigdei Kehunah? Says the Avnei Nezer, the reason is because the Kohanim have Kedusah, a higher level of Kedusah, which is called more Pnimi. It's more concealed. The more something is Kaddish and concealed, it needs to be covered more. The Levim are more on the outside. They scream out loud, they sing, you hear them outside. They're not concealed, so they don't have to have Begodim. But the Kohen has a Kedusah, which is more concealed. So you have to have Begodim. It says the same way the Neshama, when it comes down to the world, needs to have a guf. A malach who comes to visit the world is going to be covered with a guf. We can add to that, a Sefer Torah needs to have a special cover. So also the Kohen needs to have Bigdei Kehunah. So the Shem Shmuel says, as on his father, he says, but the Neshama of a Yid, what's the cover of the Neshama? The guf itself. So why the Kohanim have another cover, which is the Bigdei Kehunah? Explains the Shem Shmuel, because by Kohanim, not only the Neshama is Kaddish, but the guf is also Kaddish. The guf also has a Kedusha. So you have to cover the guf with the begodim. And he brings a raya that the Kohen has Kedusha on his guf, because he brings the Maharal that says that Aaron, the Kohen, is called Aaron because the Hey is the letter which is in the middle of the singles in the Gematria, Reish is in the middle of the hundreds, and Nun is in the middle of the tens, and Aleph is connected to Kodesh Baruch Hu V'Shalaylam. That's the name of Aaron the Kohen, and that's what he's mashpia to his children. So says the Shem Shmuel, the name is not only on the Neshama, the name is on the Neshama and the Guf together. So the idea that Aaron HaKohen is the middle and the Kedusha, which is in the middle, applies to the Neshama and Guf together. Then the Maisa is a big Yisoid, which my father Shlito learned it from the Maharal, that the Kedusha of Guf, the Kohen is Kedusha Saguf. And that's the reason Avraham Avinu is a Kohen Lekel Elyon. Because the whole Avodah of Avraham Avinu is to be Mekadosh the Guf. So he has Kedusha like a Kohen on the Guf. That's the reason that a Kohen, his body has to be intact. He cannot have any blemish. Because his guf is God Kaddish. It's a Gili of Kedusha. It says the Shem Shmuel, that's the idea of the Bigdei Kehunah. The Bigdei Kehunah is to cover the guf HaKaddish. Now if so why doesn't the Kohen have to wear Bigdei Kehunah outside of Beis HaMikdash? So this Yosef Engel addressed at a different place in his Asfan D'Oraisa Klal Yutes. And there he says that a Kohen, only when he's in Beis HaMikdash, that's when the Kedusha is revealed. I mean, that's when the Kohen needs to be in the higher level of Kedusha. That's when his Kedusha is revealed outside. Because when he's outside Beis HaMikdash, not Makom Kodesh, you don't reveal the Kedusha of the Kohen. But when he's in the Beis HaMikdash, doing the Avodah HaKodesh, that's when the Kedusha is revealed, and that's why you have to conceal the Kedusha with the Bigdei Kehunah. So in Mela, we have an understanding in the Ravid. The Ravid says you have to have Bigdei Kehunah even when he's not doing an Avodah. Because the mere fact that he's in Beis HaMikdash brings him back to that revelation of Kedusha of the Kohen, and he mainly has to wear Bigdei Kehunah. Now this daf is being learned on Erev Yom Kippur. And Tzaddik HaKohen, the Pri Tzaddik, in Erev Kippur, his Aleph explains So what is the Maila of Erev Yom Kippur? We're going to expand a little bit what he says. We have many times achilos, eating and taking care of the body in Kedusah, but that's always in Shabbos and Yom Tov, Yom Kodesh. But Erev Yom Kippur is a weekday, and still there's Kedusah to the achila and shtia, taking care of the body. When we come to Yom Kippurim, it's a day of the neshama. The guf is really not really functioning in Yom Kippurim. There's no achila, there's no shtia, there's no taking care of the guf. But in Erev Yom Kippur, you're taking care of the body. And that achila and shtia is a mitzvah and has a level of tinies. There's gedusha to the guf. That's the big mile of Erev Yom Kippur, to be mekadesh the guf. And according to what we're learning, the koyin, all koyanim have gedusha saguf and beis hamikdash. And that is the gili that we have in Bigdei Kehunah. That's what the gili that every yid has in Erev Yom Kippur, that his guf and tzorcha guf become kadosh. We shall all be zoichet to a gemar chasim toivo and to a good gebench teyar. Anyone who wants to join or sponsor the Shor Machshava Shiurim, please email shormachshava@gmail.com.